What's going on, family? How are you feeling? Happy holidays. Hopefully you have had an amazing holiday. Hopefully you got a chance to spend it with family, friends, loved ones. If you give gifts, hopefully you got everything that you want. But hopefully we can give you this gift that we're giving you on this Good Tuesday. I am Jay Claxton, and this beautiful young lady to the left of me.
I'm beautiful today?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, you want to introduce yourself?
I wanted you to finish. I was liking how you.
It's Dr. Cassandra Vaughn, and she doesn't even really. Well, now it's heavy. Now everybody knows that she's a doctor, but before she didn't really get the. She really never told anybody that she was a doctor, but she is a doctor. She has the paperwork to.
I didn't buy mine.
Right.
Did you know that people buy theirs? Did you know that? I found out that recently.
I'm pretty sure everything is for sale. I'm pretty sure everything's for sale. But we have two amazing people that we want to talk to, that we're going to talk to tonight. And we're going to talk about everything like we always do. We're going to talk about business. We're going to talk about love. We're going to talk about the climate in this country. We're going to talk about kids, family, everything. All right. So without further ado, let me introduce this beautiful couple. Mr. Juan and G Smalls. What's going on? How y'all feel?
How y'all doing?
All right, we're doing well over here.
We are great.
Absolutely
Happy holidays,
wonderful.
guys.
Absolutely wonderful. Absolutely wonderful, man. I just got finished working out, so I'm charged up right now. Like I'm ready to run through a wall. I ain't even gonna lie. I'm ready to run through a wall.
Pre-workout.
Yeah, man. And that's what it was. The pre-workout. Yeah. The pre-workout got me going a little crazy. Like it'd be a different feeling. I'd be itching and all that stuff.
Please don't tell nobody upset.
No, but I have been lifting. I have been lifting more than I've ever lifted before.
Them shirts getting tight.
Yeah, man, come on. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, come on.
Let's have guidelines. Okay. Guidelines. 1, please.
Don't get me started.
Don't get him started. I will hear this for days. You know.
Look, you're supposed to be encouraging him.
G, if you love me, you won't do it. Okay.
I feel him, so I'm on his side on this one.
Thank you.
Juan, help me out, please.
I'm on their side too. I was about to say, I think it's dope that it's the end of the year and you still working out.
Yeah.
I ain't motivated.
No, man, listen, it's a part of my life. I need it. I really need it. It's a necessity. It's a necessity. And
there's some of that motivation this way.
Yeah. Look, talking about working out, you already know. After we get off, you will be like, damn, Jay was working out. Let me get it together. I got it. You know what I'm saying?
Ain't gonna be the night.
It's not to be the whole conversation.
And it's full disclosure. Like I walked into the barber shop today, and one of the barbers, it was an obituary on his station, and it was an obituary of him. I said, what? He passed? He was like, yeah, he had a heart attack. So all I want to say is please get healthy. He was a tad bit, maybe overweight. So I know that let's just all get healthy. That's
it. Yeah, a lot of times, we can look like we're in shape, but we still unhealthy too.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So I want to all get healthy. I drink a ton of water. I do drink a ton of this as well, but that's why I got to drink a ton of this. So
balance.
How are you guys doing today, man? How is business? How is family? How was the holidays? Let's talk about it.
So the holidays was pretty quiet. It was good. It was me and Juan and my son. We had a couple of friends over. We just cooked and kind of laid around all day and watched TV, smoked hookah, had some cocktails. But business is good. I feel like we've been actually, a lot of people have struggled during this year during COVID, but we've been blessed enough and favored enough that our business has been able to do well this year, being in the restaurant business. We had some struggle, but we've been able to pull through, and we're actually looking for another location. So business has been good for us.
We've been blessed, definitely.
Right.
Definitely.
Look, so speaking about business, I need you to let everyone know on the podcast right now, the business, the restaurant, what you got going on, how you can find it. I need all of that right now.
All right. Well, we are entrepreneurs at heart and by profession, but we're currently, last year we opened Virgil's Gullah Kitchen and Bar in historic College Park, Georgia. 3721 Main Street is the address. Virgil's Gullah Kitchen and Bar.com. Same thing on all social media. He's a Geechee man.
Yeah.
That's the food we feature. We educate folks on the Geechee culture, the oldest Black culture in America. He's also the head chef, so all his recipes.
Executive
chef. Yes.
Okay, that's right. Get it right.
Say it all.
I ain't cooking every day. That's the head chef.
Right. Get it right.
FYIG, we're gonna have a cookout.
Oh, I'm cool with that. You ready to lose or what?
No, are you ready to lose? Ask this man. Ask this man right here. Are you ready to lose?
What's your specialty?
Everything.
Everything. Okay, good answer.
I'm a soul food Geechee boy, cook at heart. Outside of soul food, I don't really cook it. I'm a soul food cook.
Wow. So my cousin and Jay's friend lives in Atlanta as well. Rodney Graham. He actually has a real estate office around the corner from your restaurant, and he just tapped in and was like, "Great spot. I've been there before."
Oh, that's what's up. See?
So I'm gonna have to go and try.
Okay.
So we gotta come see you. You know, like right around the corner from the airport. So
Yeah,
absolutely. Like 3 minutes, literally.
you know, we gotta come see you. And you know what? In speaking of that, what really hit me a while back was I was coming over that way and I saw Tyler Perry Studios, like it was the side, like on the highway.
Yeah.
It was an exit. And I just said, man, that is a beautiful thing as a Black man to have that on the side of, you know, that was the highway side.
I remember
what's even more crazy is that that's the same highway that he lived in his car on.
Okay.
Wow.
He was homeless at one point in his life, and that was the
I remember
that he would have his car parked at to live in, and now the highway is named after him. So it's the whole exit name after. It's amazing.
Right. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing, man.
Yeah.
You guys are entrepreneurs. Where did the whole concept for the restaurant and, you know, where did that come from?
So we first started off, our first business together was an event production company. And with that, we're also real heavy into the Black LGBT community. And so we realized at this time, we were doing a lot of promo events for the Black men in our community. And what we realized is there was no bar or lounge owned by a Black LGBT man in Atlanta. And we just thought that was completely ridiculous. Right. And there's so much segregation and separation and racism in the LGBT community. So a lot of those spaces we would go to, although they tolerated us, we weren't affirmed, we weren't accepted. You could tell, you know, they just didn't really want you there. So that kind of like lit a passion for us. And so the end goal was to open up a bar and lounge for, again, men in our community. But we soon after finding the space for it, you know, fast forward 5 years later, it evolved into a restaurant that celebrated Black people, Black culture. It's there to affirm and love all Black people, and people appreciate that culture. So it evolved. I'm glad it evolved because it really is a space of acceptance for everybody. And so we never really planned on opening a restaurant. We just knew we had to serve food. And so when we decided to say, oh, what kind of food are we going to serve? We decided it was going to be Gullah Geechee food. And it became this whole restaurant experience. And, you know, media started picking it up and people wanted to know what is this Gullah Geechee culture. So it just kind of grew way beyond us.
You know, what we love and what we like to celebrate on the Love Business on Lock podcast is we love to celebrate just Black excellence. We love to celebrate excellence, period.
Right.
But we really make sure that we aren't asking like clickbait questions. Like we want to celebrate you. We don't want to ask you anything goofy, anything that, you know, anything that we don't want somebody to ask us. We're never going to ask. I want to celebrate the success. I want to celebrate the love, the business, and the things that you know, that it took for you guys in order to to make that happen, because having a business for 5 years, and especially making it through COVID and what's going on, businesses are closing and that sort of thing. So you guys weathering the storm and getting the learning lessons out of that, man, is an absolute beautiful thing.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that.
I think what's unique about about our partnership is that we see a need, we see a void, and we work to fill it. But even on that journey, it's about being elastic, is what I say. You know, you can stretch and you can contract as necessary. You go with the flow, you follow where the journey is taking you, and not be so rigid in what your vision is. We allowed it to kind of just come to fruition organically, and I think that that's the best formula for especially during COVID, because we were not even a year old, maybe 6 months old when COVID happened, 6 or 7 months. And so we had to totally flip and do a 180 and start to do things that we never even planned on doing at the restaurant. So yeah, it was great to go through that with him and to be able to come out on the other side, you know, like we said earlier, thriving, you know?
So let me ask you a question. So you guys are entrepreneurs, as we know, and you're married. What came first, the love or the business?
The love. Hey, we never even planned. We never even planned. We never even sat down and say, "Hey, let's go into business together."
That was a kind of organic thing. Like, I got laid off, and then that conversation started, and here we are, 12 years later, 11 years later. So.
Yeah, we started. I think we started our first business when we was about 2 years in.
Yeah,
so we've been doing it for about 10 years now.
Okay.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. So let's talk about because we talked about this off camera, but I want you to really go into this, G. And Juan, I admire your support. You know, after hearing him talk about his book, G is also an author, as we know, and he has a book by the name of Black Enough, Man Enough.
Okay.
And as we all know, relationships can be hard. So it takes a special person to be able to support.
Definitely. Listen, I know I'm not easy to deal with. I get it. I know there's a lot that comes along with me. I get it. So I wasn't even being funny. But, you know, like,
guys,
I know there's a lot that comes along with me.
Yeah.
I got a bunch of bad habits of smoke cigars, what I'm lighting right now. I got a lot of bad habits.
Keep me in prayer. Please keep me in prayer.
Keep you in prayer.
No, I mean, every time you pray, say, God bless her, please.
I promise you that I am not that bad. I'm not that bad. I'm a pretty good guy. I'm a pretty good guy. Pretty good guy. I'm a pretty good guy.
He is.
No, he's a great guy. Jay is. Anyway, so Juan, again, you know, it takes a special person to be able to have that support. So, G, tell us about the book, Black Enough, Man Enough.
So the book, again, is called Black Enough, Man Enough, and it's embracing my mixed race and fluid sexualities, the byline. And so really the book talks about what it was like for me growing up as a Black boy with a white mom and a Black dad in the oldest Black culture in America, and how hard it was for me to find my racial identity. And so it talks about that experience. It also talks about my experience being sexually fluid, being both attracted to men and women. So it carries you through my relationship with women, my first marriage with my son's mother, my parenthood and raising a Black son, raising a Black man. It talks about our relationship. It talks about my relationship with my parents and some of that childhood trauma and molestation and all those different things that many of us go through. So I tell people, while I am, you know, I have a mixed race identity as well as a sexually fluid identity. You might not identify with those two things, but you can identify on what it's like to raise a child, what it's like to be a son, what it's like to be in a relationship, because being on both sides, relationships are relationships. The only thing that really separates a same-sex relationship is really the sex. Everything else is just people and human connection that you have to get through. And so I realized that in going through, you know, my first relationship was over 10 years. This one is now over 10 years. So I've been able to really see the similarities and the purpose of both relationships and relationships in general. So I encourage everybody to go out and get it, because even men who are not of mixed race, as a Black man in America, we are always asking ourselves, what does it mean to be Black? How do we show up as Black, and what does it mean to be man enough? Even at that, when we're talking about masculinity. So, it goes across the board, and I think that a lot of people will be able to get a lot out of it.
Right. So how can they find a book?
So they can find a book on Amazon, Apple Books, or Kindle, or they can go to my website, gsmalls.com.
Okay. All right. So let me ask you this. Do you have anybody who had actually read the book? Like, I know sometimes on YouTube, a lot of times I don't get a chance to sit and read, but I'm in the car a lot and I like to listen to, maybe books I want to read or certain podcasts. So do you have a version where somebody is actually reading the book, like on YouTube? So if I'm driving, I can listen.
So an audio book.
Basically, I'm sorry. I gave you all of that to say audio. I'm so sorry. I apologize.
I'm working on, the goal is to have an audio book. I am self-published, so it's very expensive to put out a book and an audio book. And I'm going through a second edit right now. So as soon as it's complete, I'm recording an audio book to be released the first quarter of next year. So that will come out.
Okay,
Awesome.
good.
Awesome.
So I definitely plan. I want to buy the book, but I want to spend time with the book in the car.
Right.
And that's the good thing, because there's a lot of people that support the book, but they're not readers. But because they follow my journey, they support it, but they're waiting on the audio book. So that's just a double sale for me.
Definitely, because it's easier for me in the car driving. I'm ripping and running, but I can lock in. I love
even
driving.
At the gym, I listen to audiobooks and podcasts. At the gym,
Right. I love to lock in while I'm driving. Something I wanted to ask you guys, and this one I wanted to ask you because of business, and you guys do business together, and you are together. Like, what happens if somebody is mad at the other person? Like, does that affect business, or how do you guys handle that?
Yeah, so we've gone through this several times, trying to come up with different formulas on how we interact with each other as husbands, how we interact as business partners, what are our roles and responsibilities? Do we stop talking about work at a certain time? Do we not discuss this while we're on site somewhere? All of those different things. And where we've settled on now is like it's all in one big old mush, one big old pot, and there is no separation. We do a disservice to ourselves by trying to have one, because it's proved to be unsuccessful trying to get one. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So, but when we have like different working styles, different perspectives. So when we butt heads at work, or even when we're like having like a romantic tip, we just have to compartmentalize the best we can to get whatever task done that needs to be completed.
But it affects work. It affects at home. If something happened at work and it's kind of like you have attitude, you got attitude at home too. And so like if something is that if we're not really feeling each other, then maybe I'll try to avoid going to the restaurant that day because I don't want to see him. So I'm like, I'll put that off. So it does affect all areas of your life. It's regular relationship stuff. You know what I'm saying? And it's impossible for me to separate my feelings from certain things at certain times.
You know what? I know for us.
So we butt heads on that.
So we try to for me, I'm not showing anybody we are not in a great place. I don't want you to see that. And I don't care if I did something, I was late, I didn't finish a task, whatever. Be pissed off.
Yeah.
But as soon as we walk in the venue, I need her to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Put it on.
But that's what happened.
No, I'm not. I didn't say that. I'm just saying that I don't want anybody to know. It ain't nobody's business. You know what I'm saying?
Same here.
For me, it's more difficult to come home and look at the coworker or look at the business partner when I want to be with my life partner. That's more of the difficult end for me, because I'm like, you pissed me off today at the event or the restaurant and blah, 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 and now I have to come home and I'm still pissed off at you. I'm pissed off at the coworker you. And so that's the more difficult for me. Like when we're in public with other people, it's easier for me to just be emotionless.
Yeah.
And so it just be business.
Yeah, I don't
It's
think we
just
don't have.
straightforward.
Yeah, now there has been times because, you know, it's different than going to an event versus being in a restaurant the whole time together. And sometimes we have had incidents at the restaurant where we kind of went off a little bit, got smart, so I don't.
No, we are not supposed to.
No,
Y'all not supposed to cuss each other out in front of.
We didn't do all that. We don't cuss each
But it
other
was just
out.
like
We don't do that. We don't do that at all.
Yeah, we don't really
okay.
do that, but there have been times when, you know, you're in the heat of in the restaurant and it's just
Like
like you get
raised
smart with
voices
each other.
and
It's
stuff.
like, all right now. So
Right.
that has happened, but for the most part, we're pretty good with, you know, if I'm not feeling him to the point where it can't show in public, then we're not going out together.
Okay.
Event canceled.
I got it. I
So,
got it.
you know what? And it's crazy because like for me, I don't care how angry I am. Business is business, you know. Now, he will get angry and won't respond, or, you know, I don't want to deal with it, or I don't want to deal with you. But me, I'm like, look, we still got business, you know.
Yeah.
So, you know, whatever it is, you know, almost to the point that I will press until, okay, you're going to answer me because I need you to answer these questions.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
at the end of the day, business is business.
But do you do that in relationship too? Like if y'all not feeling each other at a certain point? I mean, if y'all going through something, are you the one that we gonna figure this out right now, and he kind of backs off a little bit, and you still like?
So I am going to be honest with you. I am. He's not.
Yeah.
I am really the person, like, I don't care how angry. So my dad's a pastor, right? And so even how I respond in our relationship, or, you know, or even how I would respond to you guys, you know, there are certain things that I will never, I don't care. There's certain things I will never allow anybody to call you around me. There's, you know, I'm never going to raise my voice or be disrespectful to you guys because you guys are men. And I was raised that you respect a man. You know what I mean? And I'm not going to argue with you. If it's something wrong with us, I'm going to talk to him. Hey, you know, I'm just.
And there's certain words we don't ever use.
Right.
You know, and there's certain words we don't use talking about anything. Like,
Right.
for me, that bitch word bothers me.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I'm not playing. Don't play with me. Don't, you know, I know guys that they use that word frequently. They use it, you know, talking to each other, or they use it talking about a female, or what. I'm not doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have beautiful women in my circle. So, you know, a lady, a mother, a daughter, and I'm never going to disrespect you. I'm not doing it at all. If I ever called you out of your name, you deserve to punch me in the mouth.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if I get punched in the mouth, I deserved it because I stepped out of bounds. So certain words we don't ever use, you know?
And so just to get back to the point that I was making, because of how I was raised, I don't believe that we should ever go to bed angry, you know? And I've also suffered loss in my life. You know, I'm the youngest of three, and my brother passed away early, you know. So there, one of my closest friends in the world, who actually used to play for the Atlanta Falcons 5 years ago today, passed away at 38, you know. And so I don't believe that you should go to bed angry. So no matter how angry he makes me, my heart is always going to be.
I'm sorry. I forgot you can see. No, I'm tripping because I forgot that she could see me through the damn camera. I'm sorry.
I'm going to end my statement there since he wants to play, and I'll allow him to talk.
No, I mean,
I'm done.
I've talked.
I'm done. I'm done.
Look,
We believe you should go to bed angry if you need to. If you still believe
I
that,
don't
last
say-
time we
No.
I don't say you should go to bed
no, I
angry,
said
but
if you
I
need
don't.
to.
Yeah, I don't. We no longer feel the need to try to hash things out before we go to sleep, because we
Right.
found that sometimes stepping away from emotions, from the mix of things, waking up the next morning with a fresh mind sometimes could be helpful.
Yeah.
But I don't ever go to bed doubting his love for me. I don't care if he's even mad. I know at the end of the day, he still loves me. So if he dies in his sleep, I'm not gonna be like, oh my God, but he was mad at me. Like,
And
I know he loves me. He knows I love him. But sometimes I think you have to just step away. Sometimes it takes days to even settle emotions. That's not to say we won't speak to each other, but sometimes it takes time to actually get to a point of being able to hear each other. I remember in the beginning of our relationship, like we learned actually through our therapist, usually in a relationship, there's an octopus and a turtle. So when there's conflict, you have that octopus that always want to reach out and say, hey, let's figure this out right now, blah, blah. Then you have that turtle that goes into their shell, and he was kind of the person that goes into their shell until he's ready to come out. I had to respect that about him. I think one thing about effective communication is not just, oh, I can tell you how I feel, but you also have to be able to listen. You have to be able to read nonverbal communication. You have to be able to respect the other person's communication style and find a way in the middle. But like over these years now, I'm sometimes the one that's just like, well, let me sit with this for a minute. I don't want to just act out of emotions. Let's put things in perspective. So, it just depends.
No, I completely agree with that. However, I also feel like you have to put a period behind an issue. Mm-hmm. You can't walk away from it and say, we will figure it out. And then you never figure it out.
Right.
Yeah.
Because
it happens sometimes too. Sometimes you can, and this happens sometimes with issues they talk about it and it festers.
And so, full disclosure, what I will say is that we had something that happened recently, with us. And it wasn't until after I really stepped back and, had a conversation with the therapist. And my therapist was like, you reacted the way you did because he never settled the situation that you guys had. And this situation happened years ago. About 3 years ago now.
Yeah.
But
the trigger.
And so for me, I feel like it's very important, because I don't and Jay will tell you, I don't react like a normal female would, as you would think. Like, I'm not the person that if I call him and he doesn't answer, I'm not like, oh my God, who's he with? No.
Yeah.
Unless it's about business.
Right.
Then you better answer.
Right. Unless it's about business, then I'm gonna keep calling him like, boy, you better answer this phone. I'm more so the person that's like, he didn't answer the phone because he has not turned his ringer back on. He does not have his notifications on. So our conversations are different. It's not the, you did this, you did that. No, it's, can you please turn your notifications on?
Yeah.
Can you please turn the ringer back on? It's not, and I tell people all the time, if you have those conversations where you blame a person when you don't trust a person.
Yeah.
And I trust him with my life. I trust him with my kids' life, so I'm never thinking the crazy. I'm more so thinking, why can't you just do the simple things that everybody does?
I try to, like you said, take the emotions out of whatever it is.
You take the emotions out of everything.
And so full disclosure, I am bad with that. Like I am really bad with emotions. I don't show a lot of emotion unless it kind of like unless it comes to the kids.
Yeah, most men are, especially black men.
So
we are too. I mean, I don't feel like I can lack emotion sometimes.
Right.
A lot.
I try to take emotions out of everything so I can make a decent decision, or I can seep through and turn the pages and figure out what needs to be done. If I'm acting with emotions, I'm 9 times out of 10 I'm making a wrong decision. So I got to take the emotions out of it first and come up with a solution or come up with something and then attack it. I can't attack it with the emotions, because when you attack it with the emotions, 9 times out of 10, you make the wrong decision, say some things you shouldn't have said. Yeah. And once you say them, it's already out there. It's the same thing as social media. Once you text it, once you put it out there, it's gone.
Yeah.
You said it already. You did it already. You typed it already.
I think though it's important to honor the emotion, because I don't think like it's men don't have emotions. It's that the expression of that emotion may be suppressed sometimes, or may be difficult to express certain emotions. But I think we do ourselves a disservice if we don't allow ourselves to have it, to deal with it, to process it, and then make a decision, or then act, or then respond, or do that. But to suppress it, I think goes back to your point where you just you don't even deal with it, you don't work through it, and then it festers, resentment begins to surface, and then you 3 years later you have a bigger blow up than had you just processed your emotions in any given time. So that's what I try to do now that I'm mature. It's really because I used to say, why am I mad? I shouldn't be mad. Or why am I hurt? I shouldn't be hurt. But now it's like, no, I'm mad, so be mad. Honor the anger. Mm-hmm. However you need to do that within yourself. And then
I absolutely like that.
Yeah.
I absolutely like that. I think that is brilliant, actually. Honor the anger and deal with the anger so that you don't have to deal with it again.
Yeah, just let it go.
Because when it festers, it doesn't do anything but,
and it's going to be triggered in a whole lot of other things. And
every little thing is going to get on your nerves and piss you off.
Yeah.
I'll piss you off.
Wait, what? What
just
happened? What just happened?
You know, that's another thing. Something that just popped into my head when you asked that question, do I piss you off? I was answering it in my head as if you asked it. And I was like, no, you don't piss me off, but some of the shit you do pisses me off.
Absolutely.
You know, it's not your being. It's not you. It's not all the time. But some of the things you do. Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. I agree with that. Like, you don't piss me off, but some of the things you do. It's interesting that you said that we were talking about how when things fester, because I was really upset with him, and I started thinking about everything that pisses me off. Like, I don't do that. And when I talk to him, I'm gonna tell him, and don't do this, and don't do this. And then when I talk to him, I was just so happy to talk to him that all of that went out the window. You know what I mean?
Listen, I don't want no trouble. I don't want no smoke. None.
It's like, man, you know, I wasted all of those emotions because he didn't do what I wanted him to do. But so let me understand this. G, you're from Louisiana, correct?
I'm from Charleston, South Carolina.
Charleston, South Carolina. You said Geechee.
That's what the Geechee people at Charleston, yeah. It's a Creole culture, though. It's the first Creole culture, so it's very
That's
similar.
interesting.
Very
when
similar.
I was telling you that my cousin said that he liked your restaurant, that's where his family's from, the Grahams.
Charleston.
The Grahams.
He's from Charleston.
That's where his family's from. Yeah, that's interesting.
I know of the Grahams. I know some Grahams.
Yeah, wow, that's interesting. So, Juan, where are you originally from?
I am from South Central Los Angeles.
How did you get?
You a gangster for real? No, play. I hate when they do that with us from Baltimore.
Right, you from Baltimore?
Yeah, home of the
wire.
I hate that.
How did you get to Atlanta?
In 2007, I was having the time of my life with my group of friends, working a little bit, but partying a whole lot. And one day I looked up and I was like, I felt stagnant. Okay. And I had all these plans and dreams, but none of them were coming to fruition because I was so caught up in the short-term fun of it all. And so I was just like, I need to make a change. And literally, I was having a conversation with an old college friend of mine, and she was like, you should move to Atlanta. And I was like, I visited once, I loved it. Okay, I'm moving. And that day I put in my 30-day notice in my apartment. I told my roommate that I was moving, and nobody believed me. But 30 days later, I was in my car driving across the country.
Wow, you drove.
I drove 32 hours straight.
Wait, what?
Hold up.
32 hours straight.
So I've done 18.
You did 18.
Straight.
Yeah.
And I stopped for an hour. and I couldn't get any sleep. It was the most uncomfortable. Like I was really uncomfortable. Let's keep pushing.
Well, first of all, we were in a sports car.
Yeah, let's keep pushing. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't good. But you did 32 hours
straight. Yeah. So I left at like 6 o'clock in the morning. A friend of mine was supposed to go with me. We were going to take 5 days. We were going to stop in different cities, Texas, Louisiana. He backed out the night before, and I was like, I still got
typical friend. Unfortunately,
right. He got a job interview. He didn't get the job. So I was like, you could have just.
That's because he didn't come with you.
Right.
That's because he didn't come with you.
Say it again.
That's because he didn't come with you. Mm-hmm.
Right. So, but I did try to stop. It was someplace in Texas. It was pitch black, and I went into an Arby's. I'll never forget, to get something to eat and then find a hotel room. And as soon as I walked in, it was all white people with pocket knives. That's just I have that image vividly in my head. As soon as I walked in, they all looked at me and I turned around and walked out. I was like, fuck this food. I don't need to eat. I'm leaving. And then, so I was trying to find a hotel, and all the motels were like those doors that open up to the outside.
Right.
That have a little management office, like
motels, not hotels.
And I was scared as shit. I was scared as shit. So I was like, you know what? I ain't staying here. I just feel like I will be dead if I do. So I got back on the road and I just talked to different people for all night. I just stayed on the phone all night until I got to Atlanta.
Hey, listen, man, you built different, bro.
Yeah, you ain't never lied about that.
I'm a driving fool, but when I hit the wall, I hit the wall. Like, I don't even like her to drive. And I'm like, listen, I can't, I'm tired. I can't go no further. You gotta drive. You know,
I was literally, when I got to Birmingham, I wanted to cry. I really did, because I was so frustrated. I never thought I was gonna get here. It was just trees everywhere. I was like, what the fuck?
Right.
But I made it, and I slept for like 2.5, 3 days.
Wow.
Once I got
what
here.
was your destination? Because you just picked up and left. So did you have a destination?
I was staying with my friend. She had a house here in Rex, Georgia.
Okay.
But I didn't have a job. I didn't have anything. And shit, my car got repossessed shortly after I got here. She ended up moving back to LA a month after I got here.
Right.
So it was like so crazy, but I lived with her for a month. I found an apartment, and then like a month later or so, I found a job, and a year later, I met him.
And the rest is history.
Oh, nice.
And the rest is history.
So let me ask you a question. How the hell they find your car if you
Right.
from LA and you in Atlanta?
That's what I want to know, because I didn't do no change of address or nothing like that.
Right.
But they did, and I'll never forget, I woke up and there was streaks down the driveway, and the car was gone.
How did they find your car?
Unless they had a GPS on the car.
Oh, yeah.
They must have, but it was a brand new car. It was brand new.
Wow.
So I don't know.
Did you have low jack?
No.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah, no, I don't know. That's a good question. I never thought about that.
That's tough. Like, yeah, that's tough.
Right. Like, how did they find it?
If you did it in LA, you know, you bought it in LA, you financed it in LA.
And 10 years ago, social media wasn't like.
Right. It was just MySpace.
That was
And Black
13,
Planet.
14 years ago.
Yeah, this was 2007.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's a good question. Now it got me thinking. I'm like, how did they find the car?
Right.
That shit was gone.
Damn.
So,
That's crazy.
but yeah,
but you know, the blessing is you muscled through.
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. Like I was determined to move here and create a life. I didn't know what it was going to be. I didn't, like I said, I had only visited here once before in 2005, and I loved the city, but I didn't know what to expect. So I was just open to everything. I just wanted to do life differently. And the same thing that when I got with him, like I had to consciously make different choices with expressing myself, with allowing him in, with being vulnerable, with doing all that. Because I'm a turtle. I retreat. I run away. So I had to not do that.
Okay.
Let me ask you a question. When's your birthday, Juan?
April 14th.
Okay. When's your birthday, G?
March 24th.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
So you in the horoscopes? I don't.
Well, we're born a day apart.
I'm not really in the horoscopes. So
They're on the same sign.
Yeah.
So So we.
Scorpios.
Yeah.
Why do people do that when we say that?
Yeah, that was tough. Y'all
Where
fuck
does
them.
Why do people do that when we say that? No, because I'm thinking about personalities, and Juan reminds me a lot of Dion, and Dion is born in April.
Okay.
And G reminds me a lot of Melanie, and Melanie's born in March. That's what made me ask the question.
But they the same sign, like you said, like us.
Yeah,
They're
we are the same sign.
just in 2 different months.
Yeah.
He's the
Just in 2
beginning. I'm
different
the
months.
end.
Okay, so are Melanie and Dion.
Okay.
That's what made. That's what
Oh,
made
they're
me.
a couple.
No, they actually not.
Oh, okay.
She's like a good girlfriend of mine's, and he is one of my closest friends. The person who
He hired me at
Jay in radio
19 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
So I used so
shout out to Dion.
shout out to Dion, right? I used to say that Dion is my best friend. Which Dion is my best friend, but he's my best friend. Or like Dion will say that okay, Rodney's April the 9th. And Rodney G is from the same place that your family is in South Carolina. So and Dion told me that Jay is not my best friend. He told me that Jay is my forever friend.
Mm.
So you know.
Shout out to Dion.
Shout out to Dion.
He want his title, okay?
Oh, right. He wants to keep his title.
No, and I'm good with that. I'm good with that. They knew each other a lot longer, and really that was probably the reason that we even started working together.
Yeah.
Because I felt like I hit a wall. I had been at Radio 1 for about 15 years. And I'm like, I need to bust through the ceiling. I feel I'm stagnant. It's things that I want to do, and I'm stuck. I need some help. Yeah, I need some help. So our kids went to the same school, and finally, hey, I want you to work with me. I'm cool. I'm cool. She would brush me off, and he actually told her, give him a shot. Sit down with him, I see some development, give him a shot. And she gave me a shot, and the rest is history.
So you all worked together first.
Yes, so it was work first.
Okay.
And he was fully against anything other than work.
So you were the aggressor.
No, not necessarily.
She looked like the aggressor, don't she?
I wasn't the aggressor. It's just that and I know you guys can attest to this. You know when you know. And when I knew, and then I watched him fight what he knew. And what I do know and what I can reflect on is that the more he fought, the harder it got for him.
Yeah.
And when I say the harder,
like that.
when I say the harder it got for him, I'm not talking about like I gave him any issues. I'm just saying things in life didn't happen the way he wanted it to. So the more he fought, the more it was like, well, how come I'm getting here, but I still can't get here, And soon as he stopped fighting and everything just kind of came together. But it wasn't that I just really brushed him off. You got to understand my background, television, radio, worked with some of the biggest entertainers out there, as a celebrity business manager. I produced for BET and produced for MTV and worked at, did some things with Sirius XM and, did some TV production with TV One. So it wasn't that I necessarily was brushing him off. It was more so of, are you really going to take this serious? You've been at the radio station for all these years. We're a year apart, and I've done all of these things. Why haven't you done these things if you wanted? So that was really my mindset. And then, like he said, Dion, I told him, I was like, well, what do you think about Jay? And he was like, he's a cool guy. I was like, no, but what do you think about him work ethic?
Listen, I'm letting you ride. Like half the stuff I want to say, I ain't even saying.
And he was like, I've seen a lot of progression. You really should, you know, do what you need to do. And I left a very big client because I believed in him. And so at the point that I believed in him, it was like, oh, I gotta go. You know, I need to focus on him. And so that's really how. So it was the business first, and then the love, you know, came after. The rest is history. You know, couldn't imagine my life without him. Which brings me to we play games towards the end of the podcast.
I like games.
Yes. So I'm going to ask you 2 questions. Okay. And then I want you to answer the question until you can't answer it any longer. Okay. And I'll give you an example. Okay. And then Jay, of course, he's going to ask you a question. His isn't important, mine is. Okay. So for instance, my first question is, I am grateful to you because, right? So, in answering it, if it was Jay and I would say, I am grateful to you because you've taught me patience. I'm grateful to you because you've taught me how to be a better person. I'm grateful to you because you protect me. I'm grateful to you because no matter what, I know how much you love me. I'm grateful to you because when I wake up in the morning, I know that God placed you in my life. So that would be my answers. So what would yours be?
I seem like we do this 2-3 times a week.
No, I've never said the grateful question.
No, I'm grateful for you for helping me grow. I am grateful for you showing me things that I didn't know. I'm grateful for you showing me and not browbeating me when they came to fruition. So full disclosure, a lot of times she would tell me, hey, and that's why I would like to be around females, because usually males would be jealous or were trying to replace or trying to be at the place where I was at, you know, so they were around to try to be in the same place that I was at. And she saw some things. She doesn't want to be me. And it ended up working. So she sees things that I don't see. You know, hey, so-and-so, watch so-and-so.
Yeah.
So-and-so, just watch him. Go, what happened? Nothing happened. Just watch him. In month, 3 months, 2 months down the line, it hit the fan. It hit the fan. And I would come back and say, you were right. And she didn't say, I told you so. She was saying, yo, I didn't want to be right, but I had to let you see it on your own.
Right.
And at the end of the day, she's never going to let anybody talk bad. But she can cuss me out to the cows come home, but she ain't going to let you cuss me out. You know what I'm saying? Not at all. So
G, I am grateful to you, Juan, because
I am grateful to you, Juan, because you make me feel loved. I am grateful to you because you make me feel peace. I am grateful to you for helping to build my confidence. Wow. I am grateful to you for accepting me for who I am. I am grateful to you for allowing me to go along my journey without holding anything against me. I am grateful to you for providing a sense of security. I am grateful to you for allowing me to feel freedom. I am grateful to you for helping me to support me in raising my son. I am grateful to you for helping for us to build a business together. I am grateful to you for committing your life to me. I can actually do this for on and on and on.
Okay, Juan, I am grateful to you, G, because.
Your turn.
My turn?
Yep.
I am grateful to you for your huge giving heart. I'm grateful to you for the liberation that you allowed me to experience and that we experienced together. I am grateful to you for your work ethic and how laser focused you can be on certain tasks and things of that nature. I am grateful to you for your hands, your hands and your feet. I just love to look at them and just stare at them. I am grateful to you for how do I want to say this? Allowing me to know I'm enough.
Wow.
And I'm gonna end it right there.
Yeah, look, I was gonna let you. That was it. That was drop the mic. That was drop the mic. Sexual chocolate and you know what I'm saying? Like Coming to America. Boom, drop the mic. Sexual chocolate.
So, my next question is I just want you guys to finish the statement.
Okay.
One of the best moments for me was, like for me, my answer is one of the best moments. One of the best moments for me was when I saw you today. Simple as that.
Because you seen me come out that gym.
It's not going to saw you come out that gym. Because I missed you.
I'm playing. No,
I told you, G. I'm not going to. It'll be Saturday. We'll come see you guys on Saturday, and he'll still be saying, "Because I just got out the gym."
One of the best things is I know that your love is unconditional. It's not because who I am, what I've done. I know that you really love the fact that I'm me.
Okay.
One of the best moments for me was a foundational moment. And it was, I got two. Can I give two?
Uh-huh.
They kind of go together. But one of the best moments was, so our first date was the date after we met. And it was at the airport. And one of the best moments was seeing you walking down the corridor towards me.
Oh, wow.
I see it vividly, and I still can feel the feeling that I felt seeing him. And the second moment was a couple of minutes later when we were at the restaurant and sitting across from him. That moment in which my heart opened up, although I didn't know it at the time, but it was a feeling that I had never felt before ever. And I mean, I'm forever grateful for that moment. So that was one of the best.
Wow.
So, G, listen. Before you go, I'm going to give you full disclosure right now. I have to go to the men's room. So I want to hear everything, but I need y'all to talk, and I need about 65 seconds. All right, go.
I asked you guys to pray
I'm sorry,
for me.
go.
I asked you guys to pray for me.
I appreciate the candor.
And he made me forget what I was going to say.
So full disclosure. So full disclosure. Jay has MS, and sometimes just gotta go.
Yeah,
when you gotta go.
Yeah. So he has MS. I have lupus, but it is what it is. I just can't believe. I'm like, oh no.
I will say,
I'm like, it's the end of the show.
It's the end of the show. Like, what is happening? G, what does your hoodie say?
So it's the name of my book, Black Enough, Man Enough.
Oh, I want one.
So they'll be on sale at the top of next year.
Okay, well, that's next week.
It is. That's why it could be next week or next 2 weeks or 3 weeks. It's on the top of next year.
Right. Oh, wow. I mean, I know I'm not a man, but I mean.
It's for everybody. You and
I like that a lot. I like that a whole lot. Yeah, I like that a whole lot. So tell me this. I know COVID hit. You said you guys had only been, 6 months?
It was like we opened in July of 2019, and so COVID was March. So it's about 7-8 months, I guess.
So was there a massive effect?
Say it again.
In the
Was it a
beginning,
massive
yeah,
extent?
massive, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
In the beginning, I mean, we had to lay everybody off. It was just Juan and I working. We went all the way to carry out. Carry out was really, really slow.
But
But
I had
after
never
about,
done carry out before either.
yeah, but after about a month, about 4 to 6 weeks, things picked back up with carry out. We were also able to get a lot of the government funding, which helped us a lot. So, you know, after that first 6 weeks, it's been steady. Sometimes we still have our real slow weeks. But I mean, we're still able to not lack. So
I know that's right.
yeah.
So
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So I did hear she really told you what health-wise what I go through. And even when I DJ at your restaurant, I'm gonna need to know the clear path to the restroom. That is super important.
Yeah.
I need to know what a bathroom is, and I might, if it's a line, I might need the security to get me through the line.
Yeah.
And that's it's crazy because as a DJ, that is really important. How
I'm sure that has to cause some sort of anxiety sometimes too.
Well, no, you know what? I mean, I just know it's kind of part of it. I used to wonder why before I found out I had MS, why I would have to go to the bathroom so much. I got a club full of people, and
maybe we need I
gotta go.
Show.
All right, I know we got a couple.
But
minutes.
I want to hear.
No, we were just
grateful.
talking. He's ready to talk.
Oh,
Why he's
okay.
grateful? I just talking. Full disclosure, we friends. We building a friendship.
Okay.
You know, we
But
building a
I
friendship.
want to know what he's grateful for.
I'm sorry. Let me
That's
shut up
the
about
best
me and my
moment.
MS and what I go through. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
the best moment. I want to know about his best moment.
Okay.
So one of my best moments was when you called me back over the first night I met you to get my telephone number after rejecting me.
G, listen to me. The first time I saw this dude, he rejected me.
That's not true.
It's true.
That's not true.
It's so true.
That's not true.
I'll tell you guys about it in person, but it's so
Okay.
true.
That's not true.
I'll tell you guys about it. It's so true.
So for me, what I usually ask is kind of fun, and I'm gonna ask something different. I usually ask, "What's your favorite top 5 movies? What's your top 5 TV shows? What's your top 5 artists of all time?" All right.
Okay.
Top 5 cartoons in your life.
So
Top 5, and you can give me 5 to 1, or you can give me 1 to 5, and I'll give you an extra one if you're into basketball. 6-man off the bench.
Oh, I ain't in basketball.
so I'll say my 5 favorite cartoons: Scooby-Doo, Tom and Jerry, Flintstones, the Garbage Pail Kids. I don't know if y'all remember that.
I remember the cards. I remember the cards.
Look, and I really used to like the Care Bears.
I did too. For real. I really did.
That's my 5.
This is in no order.
No order.
No order. It's fine. No order.
Okay, yeah, because I don't know how to like rate them, but Rugrats,
Okay.
Doug, Tiny Toon Adventures.
Okay.
I still watch that.
What is the ones where not the Littles. I used to watch the Smurfs a lot.
Okay.
And I don't know if I have a 5th one.
I just like
DuckTales.
I just like the Smurfs.
DuckTales and
DuckTales was
Darkwing
great.
Duck. Darkwing Duck was my shit.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
And that show, like because they came on back to back.
Uh-huh.
That Disney show back then, it was actually really great. It was really great.
So you said the best 5 basketball players?
No, so I said.
Off the bench.
So usually I say the 5th 6-man off the bench. In basketball they give people the 6-man off the 6-man of the year award. So I'll give you 5 plus 1, so you get 6. That's it.
So Michael Jordan. So am I answering this right?
Or who's the 6th best?
Like
No,
who's,
so-
who's
No.
the best,
No, go
who's
ahead.
second string? Who's the best second string person?
Look, so I'm giving you your top 5. You on the road? Go ahead.
Okay, so Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Magic Johnson, Derek Fisher, and what's Dwayne?
You're a
And
Lakers
Wade-
fan, aren't you?
Yeah,
You're a Lakers
and
fan.
the
It's
sixth
from LA.
the sixth one would be what's the guy who like Brian? What's
Oh,
his name?
LeBron?
LeBron James.
Okay. All right. LeBron has changed. Like my whole perspective about LeBron has changed because one, he plays for my favorite franchise in the whole world, which
So
is
it's changed in a good way.
yes, the purple and gold, best franchise
Yeah,
ever.
I
to
grew
ever
up as a
be.
Lakers fan.
Die hard since the 80s, way before LeBron, since the 80s.
I'm a Celtics fan.
And he took care of his guys. He took care of his hometown guys, and they are successful and not basically eating off of him. He put them in a position,
Yeah.
and they are running. They're running. So we greatly appreciate you guys taking time out of your busy schedule to sit and talk with us.
It doesn't seem like an hour went by.
Right.
Wow.
And
Wait.
talk to everybody that's on the pod now and everybody that's going to watch it on YouTube or Facebook Live. We greatly appreciate it. One more time before you guys get out of here, please, this is your shameless plug, how they can follow the both of you, how they can follow you together, follow the business, restaurant, book, anything that you have going on. This is your opportunity to plug it. Go.
Our social media and ways to follow are very easy. It's our names. It's every real name that we have. Virgil's Gullah Kitchen, juanandg.com, gsmalls.com. Juan Smalls is my personal social media. G Smalls is his personal social media. It's all how you see our name.
Yeah.
Easy.
Okay. Restaurant address, any shameless plug about the restaurant and about the book.
Yeah, so Virgil's Gullah Kitchen is at 3721 Main Street. That's spelled VIRGILSGULLAH Kitchen. So that's how you find it on social media. You can pick up the book on Apple Books, Kindle, and Amazon, and also my website, gsmalls.com. Black enough, man enough. Got over 100 5-star reviews, so please check it out.
I'm gonna tell you, like, really about the book. Like, if you be ready to go on a roller coaster journey of emotions, like literally be ready for that.
And it's extremely transparent. So, I mean, I talk about everything. We've been through everything throughout our 12 years together. And I talk about all of them in detail on how we got through those things. So I don't hold back.
I need to read the book.
But that's why you guys are successful, because if you're people love transparency.
Yeah.
There's no need of being fake, phony, whatever the case may be. People love transparency, and that's why it works. So again, G and Juan, thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule to kick it with us. We greatly appreciate.
We'll definitely see you
appreciate
guys
it.
over the weekend.
Yeah, please. Well, so we're going to town. We'll be back on Saturday. So if y'all come, just know it won't be till after Saturday or Sunday when we'll be back.
So Saturday will be the day.
Before I leave, though, you look like Mike Hill. I know people tell you that all the time.
You know what? It's interesting. When we were at the airport, maybe the last time we were in the airport in Atlanta, a girl in the store, first she said he looked like the guy from Jamie Foxx. Then
And I was like, please, I don't want to be what was his name?
I
Braxton
think
P.
he
The
Harper.
light-skinned guy, Braxton?
yeah.
Yeah, I was like, no, he was
And
goofy.
so then-
like, don't give me goofy guy.
So then he went to the restroom. She was, and the security guard was like, "No, he looks like Cynthia Bailey's husband."
Yeah.
And I was like, "He does."
Y'all really do.
So yeah,
I've gotten T.I., Ice Cube.
Braxton, Lord's Angel just
Yeah.
told us who it was.
Yeah.
Braxton.
Yeah,
She
they-
said he looked like Braxton.
And I look like Braxton. Don't give me that
Yeah.
charge. Yeah, no, don't give me
I
that
don't see
charge.
that at all.
But
Yeah.
I've heard T.I. and Ice Cube, and
It's
I was
the
in Vegas.
buttoned-up checkered shirt.
You know what? It's always super neat. I always try to be super neat. So
Yeah.
I always try to be super neat, or I have my chest out. You know what I'm saying? You know, so it's one of the two. It's one or two. But no, we were wrapping up. She's on me. We overtime. We 5 minutes over. So please, if you can hear the sound of our voices, please keep all negative energy out your circle. No negative energy, period. All positive energy, regardless of what's going on. Just watch what you say. The universe takes in things that you say. So we try to make sure, I want everybody to try to make sure that they utter the words of positivity and the things that they want, not what is going on right now. So with that being said, thank you so much. It's another episode of Love Business on Live. We will see you guys tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow. Oh, wow. Tomorrow we have Candace, Dillard, Bassett, and Chris Bassett from Real Housewives of Potomac. So tomorrow, 8 p.m., Candace, and we are not, full disclosure, we are not talking about any of the drama from Real Housewives of Potomac.
We don't do that.
They can get enough of that on the other blogs and stuff. They'll get what they need when they come to that stuff.
Exactly. Right. So they won't get that from us. Right. So yeah, tomorrow at 8 p.m.
Juan and G, thank you so much. Please.
Thank you guys.
Thank you so much.
All righty.
All right.
Say it with your chest.